Welcome to the Crypto Teacher Stock Channel. And guys, I'm going to bring you a video just to make you think today. Now, basically, I see a lot of media, YouTube channels talk about the Great Depression, how we're headed for another Great Depression. Guys, every stock market crash, every Great Depression was created by the bank. But it was always to move you to the direction they wanted to move society. So is America going to go back to the 1929s where people were poor? No, they are not. Why not? Because it's called cryptocurrency. It's called universal basic income. It's called biblical days, where you have 5 years of what? Heaven on earth. And that's basically the direction that we're headed. But only those who are conscious understand. Of course, this is my new channel. If you have my New World Order book, you understand that. But guys, the New World Order wants to move us over to this new technology. It's not, the New World Order has never went backwards. Yes, 1929, my grandmother was born in 1921. She told me all about the Great Depression. But if you have no money, it was really no depression anyway. When it comes to the poor, there is no such thing as a Great Depression because they were already poor in the first place. So it never hurt them. What this hurts is the middle class, of course. And we see that happening now. But the New World Order is hurting the middle class right now, so they do not be objective to the control system that's going to have going forward. You have to understand the New World Order is 100 years ahead of the current society that you are in, guys. It's called a plan. But enjoy the video. You have a wonderful day.
Know that they're involved in a secret financial manipulation, and that they want it kept secret. And so I'm prepared to trade, Mr. Naftari. My silence in exchange for Winterchem.
But you have Winterchem.
Our contract has to be renegotiated so that if Borough National goes under, I don't lose my company to the Saudis. My silence is the only leverage I have.
Forgive me, but silence about what? Some secret financial manipulation? You expect them to believe me if I use those words?
Water. You cannot pull $95 million in one chunk from a bank the size of Borough National. When I undertook to manage this plan, you agreed to do it gradually in small amounts. You're now starting to move billions in a matter of weeks.
The world economic situation is deteriorating more rapidly than we had thought. We don't think we can afford to wait, Max.
There will be no collapse in the foreseeable future unless you panic and start it with some damn fool move like this.
And if you are wrong, what then? We wake up one morning, our oil is gone. We find that we have sold all we have in exchange for paper money that is worthless.
When the Arabs learn that word of what they've been doing is out, they may panic. Move a big chunk of funds too fast or the wrong way. Really destabilize the monetary markets. Then the dollar will collapse. Whereupon there'll be a lot of jawboning by the president, and that won't work. Then they'll go to selling gold, and that won't work either. Then they'll have to go to capital controls, freeze foreign assets, stop any money from going in or out, and that will be the end of all the markets. That'll really be the finish. Then you'll see a worldwide depression that'll make the 1930s look like a kindergarten. In 2 months, you'll have bread lines in Detroit, riots in Pittsburgh. In 6 months, you'll see grass right over Rodeo Drive, and Michigan Boulevard, and Fifth Avenue, and I won't have done it, Hub. You will. All because you tried to stop a movement that couldn't be stopped anyway. Listen to me, Hub. Money, capital, has a life of its own. It's a force of nature, like gravity, like the oceans. It flows where it wants to flow. This whole thing with the Arabs and gold is inevitable. We're just going with the tide. The only question is whether you want to let it go like an unguided missile and raise hell, or whether you want to keep it in the hands of responsible people. Keep it channeled. Keep it quiet. Believe me, Howard, the dollar will hold. Believe me. The system will be fine, providing nobody panics.
It began 8 days ago when a group of Arab investors withdrew billions of dollars from U.S. banks. That in turn started a chain reaction on the world money markets. Dollars, pounds, marks, francs, yen. Not one currency escaped. This scene outside a Manhattan bank was duplicated all over the world as people saw their life savings become worthless in a matter of hours. Good evening. I'm George Page in New York, and this is another in our series of reports on the world economic crisis. The growing paralysis of the industrial world has left millions without jobs, without money, and without hope. Crowds of unemployed poured into Washington yesterday. They stood in silent protest before the nation's leaders. At the same time, more than 1 million people packed St. Peter's Square, where the Pope urged calm and nonviolence. The pontiff asked for prayers for world leaders, prayers and peace and reason. But the last 24 hours have been marked by growing protests and ever-increasing violence. Last night, demonstrators burned American currency in front of the White House, and attempts to put out the fires led to a confrontation with police. Every hour, from every corner of the globe, there are new reports of outraged crowds demanding action. A bankrupt world seems to be teetering on the very edge of anarchy.
And will prosper. We face our common difficulties. They concern, thank God, only material things. Each age is a dream that is dying, or one that is coming to birth.
It's no secret that things that were once a distant dream are now an imminent reality. Cars driving themselves, traffic lights talking to each other, parking spots searching for cars. But what's even more amazing is that these miracles keep getting more miraculous every day. Imagine hundreds of thousands of autonomous cars sharing information every moment to improve passenger safety. Traffic lights sharing data on traffic patterns to improve congestion after a game. Sensors monitoring pollution levels and knowing when to change 2 bike lanes to 3. Now imagine this intelligent city getting more intelligent every day. This is the 4th industrial revolution, a revolution driven by data from millions of IoT devices analyzed by artificial intelligence and machine learning, transforming cities and businesses and people's lives, enabled by Lumen. With edge computing, we bring the cloud closer to you, enabling applications to be delivered at lightning speed. Our nearly 450,000 route-mile fiber network is the most interconnected across the globe, and our embedded security allows for rapid threat intelligence, so threats can be stopped at their points of origin before they cause harm. It's not surprising that Lumen is helping transform practically every industry on the planet, from retail to manufacturing to healthcare to smart cities. Welcome to the 4th Industrial Revolution. Welcome to Lumen, the platform for amazing things.
Say Libra was something of lit a bit of a fire. This is something we've been focused on digital currencies for, a couple decades. This is something we've been focused on digital currencies for, a couple decades.
Specifically on cryptocurrencies, we are spending a lot of time on this on both an interagency basis and with the regulators. We're about to roll out some significant new requirements at FinCEN. We want to make sure that technology moves forward, but on the other hand, we want to make sure that cryptocurrencies aren't used for the equivalent of old Swiss secret number bank accounts. So we share your concerns, and you'll be seeing a lot of work coming out very quickly.